Hello everyone, and welcome to the new Let's Play. Let's Play Sherlock Holmes vs Arsene Lupin. I believe that's how you pronounce it. In most Anglophone countries, it's called Sherlock Holmes Nemesis, assumably because we don't know who Arsene Lupin is. I think he's a French Master Thief character. I think that's how this works. So, I don't know anything about this game other than Sherlock Holmes is in it against Arsene Lupin. Indeed. That's it. That's all I know about this game. The reason I'm playing this is because I think I've got this right, but a year to the day that I'm uploading this, a year ago to the day, Pike uploaded the first video of Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. And I was originally thinking that to celebrate the year that I'd do my own Sherlock Holmes The Awakened Let's Play. And then I realised, one, your puzzle game that you've already watched isn't the best because you kind of know what you're doing. And two, I'd rather not play a game that would destroy my mind as it did to Pike. He's never been the same, poor chap. But go and watch it. It's quite fun watching his slow and inevitable mental breakdown. And I do think that we're working together to kind of do all the Frogwares Sherlock Holmes games. I think he's currently doing Testament of Sherlock Holmes, or he did start it. I think there's some problems with copyright at the moment. But, yeah, go and check out his stuff, or go and check out my old Sherlock Holmes stuff. Let's go, shall we? Yes, I said go. Yes, new game. Yes. Professor Moriarty. You are undertaking to portray Sherlock Holmes, the famous consulting detective of 221B Baker Street, London. During this case, you must demonstrate both sagacity and calm. Observe well the items around you and don't hesitate to click on them once you have the required information. You will obtain comments that will help in your hunt. Do not forget to interrogate anybody who may be able to inform you. Choose the right questions and pay heed to their answers. Assure yourself that you aren't caught short by your adversary. Arsene Lupin will throw a number of challenges at you which will demand you are subtle and methodical. Thus, in the course of your investigations, you will have need of pencil and paper. Ooh! Certain riddles will require reflection worthy of your hero. It will be challenging. At certain moments, you will need to type a keyword in response to a question in order to continue the adventure. You are at liberty to consult your notes in order to help yourself. Do not forget to read the documents that you will have gathered and glance through Sherlock Holmes' notes. They are all important. I will get a piece of paper then. My normal scribbly pad is missing, so I shall use a slightly more sophisticated hardback pad, which is covered in some various variety of scribblings. Right. Important. In order to advance your inquest, you will have at your disposition plans and maps which will permit you to teleport by clicking. Teleport. How very Holmesian. By clicking on given points. You may equally make your character run by double-clicking with the left mouse button. England's honour is at stake. Do not disappoint your adversary. And here's Baker Street, I think. I assume. Frogwares presents. He's playing hopscotch. Sorry, I'm distracted. We're gonna crash into the cart! No! The new adventure of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, this is Glentworth Street, apparently. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Sherlock Holmes versus Arsene Lupin. Shouldn't Arsene Lupin have an accent on the Arsene? Here's Baker Street, and that was an invisible horse. London, July the 14th, 1895. And here we are, 221B Baker Street.
It looks to be the beginning of a lovely day, Holmes. There's nothing like beginning the week with a sunny Monday, with nothing more pressing to do than to see what came in the post. Would you care to take a ride up the Thames today?
I think not, Watson.
Listen, Holmes, your mood has been getting progressively worse for the past 2 weeks. I know you, and I am certain that something is bothering you. It wouldn't be bad news from Switzerland, would it?
We would already be on a boat heading towards the continent were that the case, my dear Watson.
Very well, then, what is it? Let me guess. For the past 2 weeks, the papers have talked of nothing other than this French thief, Arsene Lupin. He's been making all of the police officers on the continent look like complete idiots. You're taking an obvious pleasure out of reading these articles.
My dear Watson.
I've put my finger on it, haven't I? I know you well. Something tells me that you will not entertain talk of this Lupin for some time. Do you recall his latest feat? Using an alias, he seduced a young Italian princess in order to rob her of a priceless set of diamond jewelry that once belonged to the Nemesis. These jewels were to be part of the lady's dowry on the occasion of her marriage to the son of a wealthy, influential Sicilian. Finally, our friend, having committed his crime, left word for the local press explaining that there was no other way for the charming lass to escape a marriage of convenience with, I quote, an uncultivated and uncouth boor without the least refinement. Since then, the lady has been confined to a convent, and rumour has it that the two outraged fathers have jointly offered a sum of countless millions of liras for the head, the rest of the body being optional, of the man who is responsible for their dishonour. Are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? Why, another letter from the zoo about those missing birds, as if we were going to be running around the whole of London chasing chickens. As I was saying, are you acquainted with the reputation of the Italian criminal milieu? This Arsene Lupin must be in hiding somewhere, surrounded by bottles of champagne and stolen treasures. How foolhardy and arrogant. Oh, these French. However, he didn't pursue this foolishness to the point of risking stepping onto British soil.
Has the cat got your tongue, Watson? What? Whatever is the matter with you, Watson? Pray tell.
This letter on the table. Holmes, read it.
You control Sherlock Holmes. Hooray! You control Sherlock Holmes to move, just click. Can I not? Okay, so it's a clicky game. Good. In the game you're changing your playing perspective. You can change your playing perspective at will. Press R. There we go. Oh, okay, and now I can run around and click on things. So we have, presumably the Rack and Back Falls, Persian Slipper, of course, a metronome. Don't know who that's a picture of. Various letters. Map of London, an umbrella. Oh, that was it. That's what I was thinking. How this whole scene has been terribly unrealistic. Oh dear, a sunny Monday morning in the UK. I know you. So I assume that dancing men. I wonder if there's going to be any more references to these kind of things. Right, I can go back to third person. There we go. Space for a dynamic help. Oops. Now time to start the game. Find the letter on the table. Click on it. Hooray! I'm doing things. And he was saying Arsene Lupin. That's not very French of Watson. Okay, right. Oh, and it's addressed to Holmes. So why did Watson open it if it was addressed to Holmes instead of handing him the letter? Terribly rude and uncouth of you. And ungentlemanly, Mr. Watson. Terrible. Right. I won't put on a fake accent. Dear Mr. Holmes, before I begin, please excuse any grammatical or spelling errors that you might notice. Your language isn't my native tongue, as I come from the continent, France to be exact. In addition, my singular subjects of conversation, whether they be oral or written, are the most exquisite food and wine, the noblest arts, and the sublimest of women. The most sublime. Don't bother with the grammar. The whole world knows that you, people of Her Most Gracious Majesty, do not produce or even discern any manifestation of aesthetic intelligence and civilization that sets men apart from beasts. Thus, the opportunities to practice your language are sporadic and brief. What use is there to linger with a lackey or maid? But look, I see I've made a mistake, or rather, an execrable mistranslation. I said, you people of Her Most Gracious blah 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 blah. I should have said, the people of blah 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 other than you. How can I include you in this half-ruddy-faced, half-pallid crowd reeking of brine and cheap beer? I'm starting to take this personally, Arsene. You stand apart, an icon, having followed your exploits for some time, and being interested in your unusual personality, I started to see in you a man of intelligence, ingenuity, and singular refinement. The incredible results in your activities and the manner in which you achieve them are marked with the seal of genius. Believe me, despite the lamentable opinion that I hold of the inhabitants of your island, I have for you an admiration without limit, which reaches its apogee recently when I discovered you have a French ancestor. What unlucky stars brought you to the world elsewhere than in the motherland I call my own, that should have been your own. Perhaps the gods desired that your presence on this island bring up the intellectual average that was so low it bordered on the absurd. The business that brings me to write this letter may bring an answer to this question. You see, events without antecedent will occur in London in the week to come, beginning on the very night of the day in which you read this letter. The purpose of these events is to bring to light a fraud, the arrogance and vanity of the English. Enough of the haughty, boring composure the English present us when passions should be freely expressed. Enough of the derisive confidence in England's impregnability which is displayed by all of your politicians and soldiers. The English fortress is being protected by seas serving as moats. Enough of your supposed symbols of majesty and grandeur of spirit, which are, in fact, merely the fruits of looting and plundering. England has measured the world by its stingy, superior smile for far too long. Thus I, Arsene Lupin, have pledged to get rid of this smile. To that end, in the week to come, I pledge to steal 5 of the most representational symbols of the alleged English grandeur here in London. Once these auspicious achievements have been accomplished, I will exhibit the trophies for the world to see, and will reveal the smallness of a nation incapable of preserving its own pride. England will become the laughing-stock of all nations, from the largest to the smallest, and will have to swallow its pride and love its head for millennia to come. Oh my goodness, how long is this? Imagine these self-righteous and perfidious faces, who ordinarily parade the fact that they are one of Her Majesty's people, will henceforward hide their origins. Being English will no longer be grounds for pride, but rather shame. In brief, the debts will be paid. You are perhaps asking yourself why I have chosen to share with you my vision. You're the Riddler. You're telling us, and then you're going to... which many who don't know me would consider mad. After all, if my former praises are well-founded, you are certainly the only person in England capable of stopping my plan. Like myself, you are fully aware of the inefficiency and the flagrant lack of imagination that serves your police service. The reason for this letter is eminently narcissistic. No exceptional artist desires to produce their work for an uncultured public, incapable of appreciating the true value of his prowess and talent. In you, I have found the ideal spectator, and I wish for you to follow the stages of my consecration step by step. In fact, I would almost wish for you to put yourself in my path, and in vain to stop me from committing these thefts, but you are a busy man who doesn't like defeat. What a shame. If, despite everything, the adventure tempts you anyway, I shall leave you a few verses that deal with tonight's target. All across France everyone knows, in the blind's kingdom you only need one eye for the crown. You treat us like blind men, it shows. 'Twas a one-eyed, one-armed man who brought us down. It is true that we failed, though we tried again. Our fate was nailed, his immortality our pain. Nelson. One of the Spanish capes, the detestable pride that hangs around you like drapes, our suffering makes you snide. An adversary came along in order to protect victory. We were put in the wrong, and the day made history. serve the pain and defeat, the worst in his game, in that the hero we did meet carries a French name, Horatio. Assumably. No, that's not French, is it? Clearly did vengeance sound. What I have in mind for this traitor, sitting at his master's feet like a hound, is to be run aground. On my honour tonight to hand, I will break free the binding, so that all may understand our victory will take wing. Okay. Right, dialogue, items. Oh, what did I do?
Holmes, this is truly unbelievable. Surely this cannot be taken seriously.
It's possible, Watson, that this letter is nothing but a prank. However, a small chance exists that both the challenge and the threat are real.
What will you do?
First, I'm going to enjoy the breakfast Mrs. Hudson has prepared. If you would be so good, Watson, as to clarify some of the riddles in the letter. Firstly, if Arsene Lupin is actually the author, as he states, why does he sign with another name?
Oh, I didn't look at the
When
name.
it comes to the poem, even if an answer seems straightforward, we must be quite certain. What would the target of tonight's theft be if this letter turns out to be accurate? We have one day to find the solution and to take preventative measures. You could go see Barnes, the bookstore in Glentworth Street. Surely they'll have something that will be informative.
It's Nelson. I don't want... Right, okay. So an inventory? There is an inventory. Let's have a look at this again, shall we? Arsene Lupin. H-R-A-T-A-T-I-O-N-E-L-S-O-N. Yes, Horatio Nelson. My goodness, you're not even trying. Ooh, I didn't want to do that. Ah, how do I get back? Press I. There we go. Right, so we're actually using the keyboard. How do I get out of here? How do I escape? Way of things.
Colonel Gordon. It was during the affair of the lodger in treatment. My eccentric companion keeps his shag tobacco in the toe of this Persian slipper.
Colonel Gordon. I've said it, going. Oops. Oh, I can't stop it. Sorry. Good.
This is how Holmes organises his correspondence that is awaiting responses. If only his clients saw that.
So this is Watson's room. Through there. Ooh, another thing to look at.
It's a coal bucket in which Holmes stores his cigars. What a strange idea.
That's the bust of Napoleon.
It was in this statue that we found the famous black pearl of the Borgias.
This is...
I am not ready yet, Watson.
Oh, so he's in there doing things. And, dancing men.
Oh, the adventure of the dancing men. I recall.
And of course, this is Holmes's...
Holmes's table for experiments. A motley collection.
Indeed. Those things... Oh, dear.
What? This accursed statue is still here? I've asked Mrs. Hudson to remove it for us.
It made a noise. It made a noise. I want to get out of here. Let's just go. Go. Flee! Anything interesting? I don't know. Random pictures of things. Eclipse. Right. I want to go to Glentworth Street. Which is this way. Running! I'm running. Which I think was down this way.